Shamps and giggles, history, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective.
Big tune. They could have played that on Sunday. Lord have his mercy. We did that dance, them have no reggae in it. None. Them could have played one. But we continue. Shams and Giggles, welcome back. It's just too amazing, too exciting. By the way, pour yourself a drink, you know. Lord have it. Oh, can you see? Pour yourself a drink. By the way, my niece, she went to Jamaica recently, and she took the risk of getting some overproof. And I know it's a risk. A guaranteed this one called Rumbar. See there, Rumbar. Guaranteed risk. I was in Jamaica many years ago, and I remember I bought the Ray and Nephew. No, I bought Appleton. They put in a Ray and Nephew box. And then after I bought it, you know, you're queuing to get on the plane. What I began to notice that there was a queue of people, and it seemed that all these people that were lined up, they were the ones being searched. They all had a common accord. Everyone had this box with Rare Nephew that they had bought as a gift, obviously, or whatever. You know what I mean? They were all, so I'm like, oh Lord, now I'm getting searched. And I did. You're just a classic. Hilarious. But I digress. As we continue to talk the things, that new crossfire situation, I think, what, was it 1981 or something? So I heard you talking about that.
18th of January, yeah. 18th of January, 1981, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, funny thing, when I first heard new crossfire, I was thinking of in 2011, you remember there was
that's right.
riot, and one of them buildings went up, it was just in full flame.
Yeah.
It was that sort of triangle section where it just, you know, I was thinking that was it, but obviously not, because we're going back not 10, 15 years, we're going back 40 years.
Yes.
Yes. And so what was around that? Because one of the things I noticed is, I mean, I get tribute to them that unless I'm mistaken, it was mainly young people, the ages being below 20. Yeah. So what was the situation? What was the circumstances around that fire?
Well, they were saying that because it was due to they were having a party between two good friends, girlfriends, young girls, 14 years old, and what they suggested. This is due to the inspectors and people doing their investigations. They put it down to the fire starting by one of the attendees. They said that it was started within the house, not externally. So they quashed the idea in a way that it was any sort of assailant or petrol bomb or anything from outside. So and it went through two different and several years apart, what are called inquests. Right. And both inquests was undecisive or unconclusive, and said that they can't guarantee what really happened in there, but they believe it started within the house, not externally. So that in a way quashed the idea of it being a racial motive.
Right.
You know, and then unfortunately 13 people lost, children, young adults lost their lives, and one of the person that was that survived but was severely burnt and disfigured, they committed suicide.
So which would have made 14.
14. So they honor 14. They honor 14.
You know what's so interesting? 18th January, so yesterday, and here's this image of, you know, where it's saying, I'm showing it on the screen for radio listeners, you can't see it, but for us in the room you can. We remember the New Cross fire, 13 dead and nothing said. 18th January 1981. And the various children are named. And I say children because their ages are put alongside. I think the oldest person down here is 22, 21, 20, 19, and then 18, and then we got the 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, and yeah, the 3 15-year-olds in that building on that day. And so what was the idea? What was the mention of the petrol bomb there?
Well, because the reason is they're saying, because when the fire started, everybody believed that there's no way you going to a party and you're going to set fire to a place that you're raving at or having a party and having a social gathering. No one inside, none of those black children inside of the house were going to set that house alight because they were there to enjoy themselves. So what they were saying is that it must have been an outside element that was poured through the letterbox back in them days, and then they couldn't escape out of that house and it burnt. So that's why they were saying that it was an external fire, being either petrol or something like that. But they said that that was inconclusive, and they put it down to the fire starting with inside a mattress, not mattress, one of those old foam chairs catching the light. They believe someone within that house put a match or a lighter to the settee, and that's what caught fire. And that's how they died, because of that fire on that settee.
And so this story has obviously continued through the years. 1981, here we are, 2024, 1981, 2024.
It's like 43 years or something.
Years. So the youngest person there, 13, would be 56. The oldest person will be well up there. And here's a guy who was a survivor. 1981, New Crossfire, which killed 30, wasn't racist attack. Survivor says, amid new fears over prison confession. So, here's the thing. He's saying, no, it wasn't, a lot of people refuse to do their research because they want to believe it was a white person. How did the alleged white arsonist get past the doors and into the party? Wayne Haynes, must be this guy, who is a survivor. He tells the Independent. So he's dismissed fresh evidence. But the thing about it is, how old? Wayne don't look too old. Wayne would have been one of the children at the party. So how would this child know, right? He's now 58. So yeah, he'd been life-changing injuries is what he suffered. So skin grafts, the whole 9 yards. He's probably just confused about what happened. No, yeah. How does a fire start and nobody know what happened?
And the ferocity of it. Floors collapsed in them days,
Yeah.
The floors collapsed, and yeah.
It's come like the house was a tinderbox.
Yes.
Just waiting to go up.
Yeah.
So,
they were just because as you say, that the memorial was again on the 18th of January, which was yesterday, and although they've done several things, the councils and the communities and even Nubian Jack put a blue plaque around there, and also there's different trees that's put up in Hackney Marshes to celebrate their life and to commemorate them. In Deptford Town Hall, you've got a plaque there naming them. So there has been several things to sort of like to keep their memory alive and their names going for their families to see. But the investigation. I doubt if you're going to see another investigation into it.
Yeah, so it was a devastating house, but interestingly, there was a march. About 20,000 people marched over a period of 8 hours. 13 dead, nothing said. It's been described as a blaze we can't forget. It's not got the marketing or the media that would sort of market in the conscience of people. So if you don't hear about things, they can happen. It's like
Yes.
they say, if a tree falls in the forest, does anybody know? Well, of course not, unless somebody says, right? Unless it's reported, nobody knows anything. Nubian Jack, and I see these plaques everywhere. I really now, because obviously the show we have, the platform we have, and we've had Nubian Jack on. We know what the plaque looks. When I'm working in and around London, I see these plaques everywhere. You just spot them on the wall. Such and such a person lived here. And here in Lewisham Borough Council, Nubian Jack Community Trust has a plaque placed at that site, really giving remembrance to the new crossfire that took place at that location, claiming the lives. And he's put 14 young people. So he has included the person who, suicide is not the right word, Keith, because
that's very true.
It's he had life-changing injuries, which were just so unbearable for him is in better off dead. And euthanasia, what is the word? But anyway, it's not really euthanasia. It's not really, but he died because he just couldn't live with himself. That's, I don't know if it's suicide. I don't know. I don't think it's suicide in that. Do you know what I mean? In the suicide sort of sense, I think the guy was just, he was done. Must have been, like, come on. And so he's been included by Nubian Jack on this plaque, which was recently put up. Very sad story about the new cross. 14. I'm gonna say 14 because I think the other kid needs to be mentioned as well. And yeah, it's such a sad story. But again, it does speak to the fact that if you don't have your own platform for putting information out, you're going to get missed. And in this country, Black people, we've been missed for several years, decades. And this is a classic example. These children and their parents, I mean, that's, wow, it's really, really sad. You know, it's really, really, really sad. So we give tribute to the New Cross fire, which, yeah. And yeah, I honestly did not, may have heard about it, but you know, it's them things you hear about and you forget about. You know, so we give remembrance to the 14 children of that time. So what about this now? Snoop Dogg. This is all the banter chat.
Yes, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Lord have his mercy. And it's not him, it's his daughter, right?
Daughter, yes, that's right. 24-year-old. I understand through our earlier discussion in banter that she has lupus, but yeah, 24-year-old, and she suffers a stroke. Wow. You know, so yeah, which is upsetting, and yeah, I didn't realize, but the group, our members are saying that she also suffers with lupus, and we're all wondering if it was a link, the two linked, lupus and medication or so on. But yeah, her suffering a stroke at 24, it's sad. It is very, very sad, you know.
Her name is Corey.
Yeah, Corey. Yes.
Yeah. It's quite amazing. So he's got Enchante, is it? I don't know.
Yes.
But here's a picture of his daughter. I think it's his daughter is with the purple hair,
Yes.
left to right,
And
yeah.
her mother, yeah.
Corey, yeah, Snoop and Shante.
Mm.
Oh man,
Yeah.
young, and very beautiful, isn't she?
Yes. So
Oh,
it's
man.
upsetting for the family, but yeah.
Severe stroke at the age of 24. What was a bit I had a severe stroke. Oh, she posted it. I had a severe stroke this AM morning, I guess. I
Mm.
started breaking down crying when they told me. So she shared that update on Instagram. So it's a bit confusing because everybody's got something to say. She stopped with her meds.
Mm.
Climate is an issue. But I mean, you know, nobody knows everything, and everything knows nothing. I mean, do you know what I mean? It's so hard to, a stroke at 24 is such a young age. And
Yeah.
if she was on meds, it does depend on how she came off the meds.
If oh, if she came off at all. This is
Oh,
only speculation, isn't it? This is
right.
only some of our members' own opinions that we would never know. But bearing in mind, did the lupus contribute to her having a stroke? I don't know. It's saddened if it is the case, because I do know lupus attacks people in a different way, and it is and it is, as I say, not being flippant, it's a killer. Lupus is a killer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
many people have died through having lupus, and even one of our members passed away many years ago.
Yeah, Denise, yeah.
And he,
Yeah.
passed away with lupus.
R.I.P. Yeah.
But yeah, so so it just shows you that it is a possibility that the lupus did contribute to her suffering a stroke at her tender age.
Yeah. She has more than 650,000 followers on
Wow.
Instagram, and she has a makeup brand, Shock Factory, of which she's the CEO. So here's a young lady that was obviously doing things, making steps. But the medication that they give for people with lupus, there's a lupus charity. Lupus is it's not an easy disease to manage.
Oh, it's not. No. It is manageable with the right medications and treatments and regular visits. Because at Hammersmith Hospital in London, they've got a unit dedicated to lupus, where they've got professors and so on that's working on lupus alone only. And it is I say crippling, as in it does double up your body in pain, severe pain, hospitalize you as well with the pain.
The other thing, though, the medications that are provided to manage it, you see, so she decides to stop with the meds. Her body's reacted to it. But the other side of the coin is, who knows what she was going through taking the meds? Because meds have various side effects. And how many was she having to take on a daily basis? Right? Have you ever gone up in people's yard and you see they've got that, I don't know, it's like a tray, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And in there, they got 10 or 15 tablets in each tray. And they've got to take that many every day. And that's what keeps them alive. I mean, me, I might turn around and say, boy, I can't be doing that for the rest of my life. I got to sort something out here. And I think maybe she was just trying, is there a different way? So.
A herbalistic way, maybe.
Is there a different way?
Yeah.
Is there a different way? I just can't be doing this. I'm a drug addict with all them things, right? You're like, you're a drug addict. You're taking all these, right? is there a different way? And she tried. I mean, because people have comments saying, oh, she shouldn't have done this, da, 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 da. But come on, if you don't try, how can you possibly know?
Mm.
How can you possibly know that, it's not that the drugs that they're getting from the hospital, and if she's in America, them drugs are costing money. Those are some serious money. It's not like a NHS. Them drugs, you're getting medication in America. You're paying some serious money. So, she's making a decision where she's saying, boy, her decision might, I can't afford to take all these drugs. Maybe there is a better way. Maybe I could do, what they call it? You said herbalist.
Herbalist, yeah.
Natural.
Yeah, it's herbal, natural.
Yeah, maybe I could go natural on this. And, she has a stroke. I mean, Lord of His mercy. That is really sad.
Yeah.
Because she was trying. You can't hate on someone that's trying. She was trying. And poor girl. I mean, here's one of her posts. Princess Broadus. I don't know what the platform is. Well, I mean, I think here's one of her posts. I mean, poor girl. I mean, she's only 24. Like, I'm only 24. What did I do in my past to deserve all of this? She's posting on her Instagram or whatever it is. After her lupus diagnosis and mental health battle in 2021. I'm only 24. What did I do to deserve all of this? The girl's suffering, man. It's sad. And I heard someone say that her childhood, she's been suffering throughout with, all of her autopsies. She's been, it's been challenging life. She's been ill.
But as you just read, 2021, she was diagnosed with lupus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's only, 2 years ago, in a way, coming up to 3 years. So it just shows you. But then I noticed what you've just also read out is that she's had mental health issues. Is that what you read on there as well?
Well, it said something about a mental health battle, yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like she's had some serious issues over the years. And then lupus kicks in 2 years ago, and now a stroke 3 or 4 months later after, So and I can understand her what she typed and written there. What 24?
What have I done to deserve
this? Yeah, in 3
years.
years.
I would say to her, it's not your fault.
It's not her fault. Yeah, it's just in 3 years, her life is turned upside down in a way.
Here's me, because as you know, my son, he has autism. And if you go to the Autism National Society in this country, they say something as similar as what they're saying here to lupus, right? According to Lupus Foundation of America, lupus is a chronic long-term disease that can cause inflammation and pain in any part of your body. It's an autoimmune disease, which means that your immune system, the body system that usually fights infections, attacks healthy tissue instead. That is the Lupus Foundation of America. That is the description of lupus, a long-term disease causing inflammation and pain in any part of your body. Yeah. With autism, they say a similar thing. It's a long-term, in this country, they say that, and all you can do is manage it. However, when you look around the world, as I did with my son, other people are saying other things, and there are parents whose children have fully recovered from autism. So me personally, when I hear doctors say this kind of stuff, I'm already like, no. And I would already be looking elsewhere. I don't trust what the doctors say, because from my own experience going to the likes of Great Ormond Street, and every time I go there, you leave. And when you leave, they've got a bottle of pills. Here you are. take this, and it was a few years that we'd been doing that. Come to find out through my own research that health, changing your diet can make a big difference. Went to consult with them about that. Funny thing is, there was a year, 12 months, a full year waiting list to get onto this diet with Great Ormond Street, and you'd have a dietitian and other specialist team working with you. You'd have to wait a whole year. I went to a meeting. There was a guy, his son was 30 years old, 32, 33. And they'd been waiting all this time. They traveled down from up north and been fighting to get on this program with the hospital. But you can leave that hospital with a bottle of tablets on your first visit. And, you know, the diet was a ketogenic diet, which is food, isn't it? Come on now. Just give us a few recipes. We can start working, you know what I'm saying? But no. You got to wait a year for that. But here, you can have a pill right now. Remember, Great Ormond Street is a charity, isn't it? Right? The number one donor is the pharmaceutical. So the only way you can sort of give back to these pharmaceuticals for giving you all this money is to, right? You see, so the national health is free. It's not really free. And I know in America, they're spending, I remember my neighbor in America across the road, she was spending like, her parents were not well at the time. And their monthly health bill was like $700-800 a month for the medication for her parents. $700-800 a month, mortgage, $700-800 a month, every month, boom, 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 boom. So, you know, I can you know, with the young lady, it's not her fault, but I realize that when she starts to think there's got to be another way, you know, I can certainly understand where she's come from. In the chat, we read here, pure speculation on my part, TMJ says. However, the mental health issues may have sprung from the discomfort she felt in her body, not knowing what was going in and before the lupus diagnosis. Yeah, because again, before you get the diagnosis has benefits, yeah? Before you get the diagnosis, there are a whole, you have to be experiencing the symptoms in a big way, long before you get hurt. And even now I've had people coming up with regard to the autism. And I say, well, you need the diagnosis, because without the diagnosis in school, you're not going to get into the proper school. Yeah. So your child will be in the normal school and they'll be getting victimized, abused, bullied, all sorts will be happening in mainstream school. Eventually they'll just get expelled, given terms, ADHD, all is ruthless. Once you get the diagnosis, oh, you are on this bed. Oh, we're going to have to place you at a different school where we're more understanding of your needs. So the diagnosis is absolutely important. And so what she had gone through up until that point of diagnosis, I mean, it's pain anywhere in the body. Who can understand? Nobody understands pain till you have pain. You know, nobody understands pain. Just like a toothache. I always put pain to a toothache. Me, don't even tell me about your toothache. Oh Lord, don't talk about your toothache. If you got toothache, just tell me you got toothache. Fine. You don't need to go into detail. Some people like to go into detail. You know, don't even tell me about it, because me, I can't do toothache. I can't. Oh my Lord, I can't do it. I can't do it. Give me the pill. Give me, oh God, give me anything. So yeah, we can't be I don't know what the word is, but blasé or accusatory, or think that you know, she's crazy for deciding to try to do something to help herself, because yeah, nobody knows what she was going through. All we can do is send blessings to the poor girl and pray that she gets a recovery. And you know, it's just one of those things. And big up to Denise, by the way, who we lost. I think it's 2 years ago now.
Yeah, it must be 2 to 3 years now, Joe.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
2 years ago that we lost Denise.
Mm.
So big up to Denise. We remember you, Denise, and we're thankful for even getting to know you on the platform. And she was well known, and she used to go to she loved the comedians. And remember, we started off as coronavirus.
Yeah.
And the comedians came on, and she used to go to all their shows. And yeah, you know, and she was living her best life. She was doing what she could. And yeah, we take the moment to remember Denise. And you know, and lupus is a charity. There is a charitable organization. So if anybody wants to contribute to the lupus fund, you can find it online. But yeah, people in that, they're going through a lot. Let's go to break. We'll be after these words.